It's showtime! Let's go! Let's go!
Yo, what is going on, Patriots Nation? We are here back after a bit of a hiatus because the science guy has been doing science things. But here I am, your full-time scientist, full-time sports fan, back to recap a really, really nice week two with now I'd say long-time co-host Aiden Hauser. It's. I think we're at the point where we can say that.
It's been a year. I'd say it's a long time for sure. Oh, it's been great. I'm just riding out this high that we got from this win as long as I can.
Yeah. Did you like my name for this week's episode?
To Tagovail-over.
Yeah. It is over.
Over.
It was a very, very, very painful streak. I'm just like, it was just this feeling of this guy's not good enough to be winning 7 straight against us. But he had this way about him against us. Something always happened, and we just had not been able to beat Miami when he was the quarterback. So I feel like this is a big win to prove that we've actually moved forward, especially after that week 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand. Like I was infuriated by the loss, but so much newness. Like there's newness in the secondary, there's newness in the front seven, there's newness in the coaching staff, there's newness in the receivers and the running backs. Like it was not all going to gel immediately, but this week was a good sign that things are moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
What were your overall thoughts?
I thought it was a messy game. I saw a lot of stuff that I liked. I thought Drake looked really good. I thought our line looked a lot better, even with there were penalties, and a good handful of them were Will Campbell. But that's just rookie stuff. It wasn't like he was getting beat around the edge, like just getting kicked to the curb. So like I'm excited for the future with him as our left tackle. So I think the offense looked good. I think we got to get Travion the ball more. Little wheel route to Ramondre probably would have been a touchdown with Travion.
Well, that's true. I mean, Ramondre had a very nice game himself.
So I don't know. I think the offense looked good. May pass the ball around a lot. The defense, though, like our pass rush is awesome. I just think the secondary is just, with Gonzo out, is just a liability.
It's just not good enough. And this is why I think the entire offseason I was clamoring for that one extra corner piece, because I was just like, we need more depth. We just need that one extra piece because Gonzo has had a bit of an injury history in his time here already, and he's been phenomenal when he's played, but we don't yet know how, like, whether we can get 17 weeks from him in a given season. So,
and I'll say too, like, Gonzalez is awesome, and like I think our secondary isn't. I wouldn't say we're horrible, but we're definitely just like streaky. Of like, we'll have awesome plays where we pick someone off, and then it's like that one pick that we had early in the game was called back because of like a neutral zone infraction. Like the penalties just really kill us, and then we just allow the big plays to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And there was this vibe I saw of just, it felt like a lot of the times the corners were just waiting for the ball to be caught, and so they can make the tackle. There was this kind of vibe of them being risk averse, but it still led to big plays. Like I wanted them to go after the ball more. I wanted them to try to jump more routes and really be aggressive. You're not a threat as a secondary if you don't show the ability to be on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the number one thing I would like to see more of. And yeah, let's go straight into it. I want I'll let you go first. Let's start with the positives. Let's get some 3 up, 3 down going.
3 up. Do you want me? Am I doing 3?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, geez.
Or we can
Well,
let's do a little ping pong. Let's do a little ping pong.
little ping pong. You can go
we have-
first. I'll let you take the
we have
obvious
6 total positives that we have to get between the two of us. I'm gonna start by saying that Drake May had a really clean game. There were not many throws at all that I thought were in any kind of danger zone. He held on to the ball. No picks. For given the season he had last season and even some of the moments in the preseason, I thought that was big. It was a big moment in his career to have this kind of door-to-door clean game.
And it was like he had no like pick worthy plays either. It wasn't like a dropped pick or like a iffy throw. Like they were all. He made a lot of good decisions.
Yeah, and I love that he was okay taking the sack. I think that was a big issue last season. He was so confident in his scrambling ability that he'd rather try to make the play than take the sack. But he was able to take the sack, which was good. On to you.
I'm gonna go a little different route, but I'm gonna say Harold Landry. That guy has been awesome for us. I think he might lead the league right now in sacks. I think he has like 3.5 or 4 or something. He had 2.5 last week, and I think he had another one, if I'm not mistaken, this week. But him and Milton Williams have been like just awesome off-season additions. Like we're actually getting pressure on like quarterbacks, which is I feel like we didn't really do that much last year, especially with Judon leaving. So it's refreshing to see that like an actual like good edge rusher and an actual good like defensive line unit. But I think Harold Landry is actually kind of like the unsung hero.
Yeah, I mean, he might be our best player on defense this year. Genuinely. I think he's just such a good disruptor, and like he's a great pass rusher. But he's also versatile. He's able to make open field tackles and has some quickness. I think my second positive is generally fourth quarter execution. I feel like those last like 10 minutes of a game have been our kryptonite time and time again in the post Brady era. And this was one of those times where we were able to absorb the lead changes, and, get them right back. And I mean, to the statement that we could make of absorbing that punt return touchdown and then just giving it right back to him, that was huge. I think being able to construct a game-winning drive late and then a lead extending drive, and then on top of that, you get the turnover on defense. You get you prevent that game-winning drive that looked like it was going somewhere, even after you let the Dolphins start on the 40 and still somehow stop them from constructing a game-winning drive. I thought overall the sign that we were able to just manage the game properly, which was just not a thing anytime last season. I thought that was big.
So my turn for a down now? Or are we both doing 3?
Oh, I was going to say we both do 3.
Well, that's going to be hard, dude.
I think we can find 6 positives.
I don't know. I think it was Diggs didn't necessarily go off, but it was good seeing him just being on the field more. I know he was limited to like 30 or something snaps last week, so just getting him more and more involved. Drake did target him a good bit, especially in that first half. I think I want that first drive. He had a couple of snags, but it was just good to see him more acclimated. I know it's only a matter of time before he really starts making some crucial plays for the team.
Yeah. And I think again, one of the biggest values of a number one receiver is that when you establish that threat, it opens up things for the rest of the receiving core. And I definitely saw like him. He had a decent he had a decent, not amazing day as a receiver, but I thought he did really well as a decoy in terms of like opening things up for the rest of the receiver core. I think that's the biggest thing about our number one receiver. We have someone now that defenses have no choice but to focus some of their attention on, and that opens things up for everybody else. I'm gonna say as my last positive, I loved what we got from Ramondre. He Travion Henderson's stock has been rising tremendously, and it's easy to kind of get disheartened by that. But I think this was Ramondre's I still have a role to play in this team game. And again, the Patriots have always done better when they do running back committee. Yeah. And sure, I think Travion Henderson's probably on the inside track to become the feature back, but he's still a rookie. And to have a guy that you can lean on if he's not having a great game, or even if his load is just too high and you need someone else to take snaps, I think having two really good running backs is very important. And I mean, Gibson didn't do much on the running end of things, but we all saw what his impact was.
Hey, come on, man! You're gonna take my up.
My bad.
Now I gotta
Still
change it. No, I was gonna say like for my final up, yeah, Gibson. Like he was a good breather back. Kind of to go back to Ramondre, it was good seeing them both take good care of the football. There was no turnovers with May, but also no turnovers on the ground, and that kick return touchdown was like huge. Right after a punt return, he's like, "I'm gonna bring it right back," and returns it. Like that was awesome. That's the kind of plays that we need on special team, especially from him if he's going to be our kick returner. So it was cool seeing him, even though he's kind of seen as the odd man out in that backfield, as like still a vital playmaker, even if it is on special teams.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has their role to play, right? And even on the non-touchdown kick returns, I thought generally he did a good job from that position. And I like the idea of having a separate punt returner and kick returner. I'd love to see more from Marcus Jones. I feel like we haven't yet seen him unleash the beast as a punt returner yet. So I'd like to see that change. Yeah. I think generally this is a great game from the offense, mostly speaking. I mean, this is the first time. Apparently, this is the first time that we scored 30 plus points in 46 games. Which doesn't feel real at the NFL level, but that's where we're at.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was. It feels like we were actually like, I wouldn't say we're a competitive, like good football team by any means, but like we can hang in there. It's not going to be like 9 points, 6 points, 13 points like we did last year.
Yeah. I want you to guess who the quarterback was when we last scored 30 points.
It's been 4 years.
No, 46 games, so 2.5, 3.
Was it Bailey Zappi?
It was Bailey Zappi. It
was
was
that, like a Green Bay game or something?
No, it was the Browns game that he won. Remember that 2-game stretch where we all thought Bailey Zappi was going to be the savior of the franchise?
I never did. I hated it. I hated Zappi.
I know. I was more so being sarcastic, but like, yes, it was one of those. Speaking of which, a little shout out to our former boy Mac Jones. Not given the best of deals in New England, but played his first good game in a long time. So good for him.
Good for him. And good riddance now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really hard to play well in that San Francisco offense. You don't have to do much, but good for him anyway. Always nice to see what we built.
Yeah, that's right. He was a product of our system.
Exactly. And believe me, even though I spent a good amount of time bashing him, I'll take full credit when he succeeds.
You'll take full credit.
Yeah, me specifically.
Yes.
I alone will take full credit. But I think yeah. So we've gotten positive. We won, and I'm glad we had 3 ups. But this game was not without its mistakes. So I started with the ups. So I'll have you start with the downs.
Okay. I guess I'll just hit the obvious. Like Andy Borregales was
Yeah.
really bad. I remember going up. I was watching the game, and there was like a friend. There's a friend with me, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, we scored a touchdown. Like, he better just make this kick." And he shanks it, and then it's like whatever, like just my luck. And then score a touchdown again. I'm like, what are the odds he misses the second one? And then he does. I was like, it was impressive actually of like how a professional kicker can miss back-to-back extra points after supposedly being the star like of the draft.
Yeah.
So that's incredibly
Even Chad
frustrating.
Ryland didn't do that.
No. So I don't know, like he's a Patriot. We drafted him. I know he's young, so I'm still rooting for the guy. But that was really disheartening. Like I don't know. When you draft players and they're like busts, I get it. There's like a level of competition that you see in the NFL that's way different than college. But I can't imagine going from college to pros as a kicker is all that much different. So
You're
it's just
still
kind of
just kicking the
mind-boggling to
ball
me.
through the thing, right? Like,
Yeah, it's like you're still getting rushed. Like, is it? I don't know.
I mean, look, I think a lot of it is just meant. I think a lot of it's mental, and I think a lot of the kicking game is mental. Like, a lot of these kickers have once you're at the NFL level, pretty much everybody has the ability to the leg to kick from 60. So at that point, it's a question of how consistently can you do it? Can you establish a rhythm? Can you establish what works for you? And can you get in the right headspace in the right time? And um, this is why veteran kickers have worked so well for us in the past. And it kind of hurts to see Nick Folk doing so well elsewhere. And I was puzzled why we drafted a kicker, given that we had Parker Roma on the roster. I thought that kick could have been spent elsewhere, like getting some corner depth. However, we made the decision we made. We drafted another kicker. We all know how that went the last time. And he obviously has a good leg, right? Like he kicked that 53-yarder with ease. It went in by some margin. It would have been good from 58 or 60. So it's not a question of whether he can kick. It's a question of whether he can do it day in and day out. And extra points are supposed to be game in the NFL. Yes, it's longer. It's 33 yards, but you just got to make them. And what he missed a field goal and 2 extra points, was it?
Just 2 extra points this week. He missed a field goal last week.
Right. Yes. So, he hasn't missed every kick, but you just can't miss extra points. And we're lucky that it didn't end up impacting the game. But if you think about it, like we got one of them back with a 2-point conversion. But if you think about it, had he just made all of his extra points and we hadn't gone for any 2-point conversions, we would have been up by 7 and not 6 coming into that final drive. That makes a difference. I mean, yes, we weren't like if this was Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson on the other side of the ball, they're probably scoring 7, and the Dolphins would have won the game had they scored 7 on that drive. And so it's concerning. These little points can really matter in end of situations. And then on top of that, you get that really, really bad kickoff that got the Dolphins the ball at the 40. I mean, that breathed life into their offense, and our defense clutched up and did a good job, but that could have just as easily ended in disaster. But I think it's a real issue. But I think part of this, I think special teams in general has kind of been an issue. So I, maybe it's something that our coach just needs to work on a little bit. Jeremy Springer is our special teams coach. Don't know a ton about him, to be honest. But hopefully he can do some stuff. I think penalties were my negative. I feel like that was the only thing really stopping the offense. Like, we did not take many sacks, didn't make many mistakes. Drake May had 3-4 incompletions the entire game.
Yeah, or like I think he was like 22 of 29 or something. So I mean, there's still not many.
Yeah. And really the only thing stopping the offense's momentum were plays being called back and being put behind the sticks. If you're at some point, if you're at like 1st and 25, the drive's half dead already. You're not getting that yardage back. And so I think cutting down the mistakes. I mean, I know it's a focus of Vrabel to get efficient play, and again, I'm willing to forgive the newness for 3 weeks. So I'm going to give them one more week of ironing out the rough edges, and then I expect them to play like a well-oiled machine. Is that fair? No, but I've gotten too used to greatness.
Also, I just fact checked. You were right. He was 19 of 23. I don't know how I got 29 out of my head, but
I mean that's like,
so yeah, only 4 passes.
That's pretty incredible.
82% of his passes.
From a quarterback that was always seen as kind of the raw talent guy and consistent but explosive. I mean, inconsistent but explosive. Like, he knew the right moments to bring in the downfield game. I loved how he was, like, how willing he was to go with checkdowns. That was, I think, the biggest thing from him. He was willing to do that kind of Mac Jones-esque checkdown game, but always had that deep ball in his back pocket when he needed it. And what was it? There was the long pass to Hoop early in the game, and then who caught the big play late in that touchdown drive? Do you remember?
Which play?
It was the long pass from Drake on the final touchdown drive.
Ramondre?
I think that was Ramondre, yeah.
The wheel route?
Yeah. The wheel route. That was Ramondre. But he has that in his back pocket, but he didn't feel the need to go to it all the time. So I appreciated that. I think once Diggs gets established, I would love to see us try more of a deep threat with him. I have to say, speaking of deep threats, I don't know if you felt this when you were watching the Kansas City Philly game, but there were just some moments of unreal explosiveness from Tyquan Thornton. And I can't help but wonder what McDaniels could have done with that speed.
I try not to think about it. I've been so mad at that pick for years.
We
drafted him. I was like, what are we doing?
True. And I mean, he wasn't. Yeah, like, I thought he was having a great game. He had 2 receptions, but there was also that one play where Mahomes like overshot him like crazy, but he was way ahead of everybody else. But I mean, he's got the crazy speed, but not great hands. So it's the usual tale of the tape. But I think, I'd like to see us get more of a deep threat established with Diggs. I do like that we're willing to play it safe, but obviously you got to open up the field a little bit more than we did. But what we did worked. I mean, we played the opponent that we had. But especially if we're gonna get stuck behind the sticks every so often, like, it's those situations where having a nice deep passing game will be useful for us.
I'm just hoping that Kyle Williams just kind of starts slowly getting involved as well.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
don't
didn't really have
understand
that
his
deep.
usage.
Because Douglas didn't really do anything either, and he's usually been like our big play guy.
Yeah, I think when you roster this many receivers, you come into that. You have to figure out how to use them. There were some nice moments from Mac Hollins too. I didn't mention him, but he looked comfortable out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to figure out what the right situations are for each of our weapons because we got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of digresses from the fact that yes, my down was the penalties. It was gotta have a cleaner game.
Mm-hmm. I'll say mine is probably just Gonzo.
Yeah,
Not because he sucks or anything, but just like, man, like you always struggle with injuries, and it's like being in Green Bay, everyone always was like, I just always hear about Jair Alexander, who, I mean, he's on the Ravens now, but there was just so much like, oh, he's good, but like he's never healthy. And it's like, what good does a good player do for your team when he's always hurt? And that's kind of like what I'm sitting at. Like he's top five defensive, top five corner in the league. I don't think very many people would be like, oh, I don't know about that, but he needs to be on the field. Like we really need him, and I think you could make the argument that we win against Vegas if he plays, just to shut down one player at least. Like
yeah.
he is a difference maker, and like we need him back.
Well, it's also a shifting thing. When Gonzo becomes your number one, then your number one can become your number two, and your number two can become number three. And Carlton Davis was a great, like having Carlton Davis as a number two corner. That's what was really threatening. We have that good of a player, and he's not even the number one option. But all of a sudden, if you're thrusting him into the number one role, then you've got Marcus Jones playing maybe at the number two corner role, and then all of a sudden it's looking pretty thin.
And I think that's where our issue is. Like, I don't have a problem with Carlton Davis being our one if it happens, but like Alex Austin and like Marcus Jones like hopping up, like I don't know. I feel like those should be our slot corners at best or something.
Yeah. And I've been an Alex Austin truther, but I don't think but not in the sense that I think he's ready for a major role. I think he's a great depth piece, and we should not be trusting him. We should not be having to play him as much as we are.
Right.
There's a part of me that wonders whether we should try to explore in these kinds of situations having Craig Woodson play corner. But at the same time, like we need our safety depth, so it's hard. I think given Gonzo's injury history, I think we should try to get one more piece of corner depth in the offseason. Maybe by the trade deadline, given what we can do.
I wonder how nice it would be. Oh, we could sign Jabril Peppers, maybe.
Don't even get me started on that. Because if we had Jabril Peppers, then we could move Craig Woodson to corner, and we could see how that works.
Yeah.
Some of the rostering decisions didn't make a lot of sense.
It's just crazy. Like you just don't realize how good you have it till it's gone. Like the Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty days were like awesome.
We didn't have to think about roster battles in that sense. We knew that our starting 22 was solid all around.
Yeah.
There were no holes.
And now it's holes everywhere.
Yeah. Let's see other downs. We can't allow punt return touchdowns. It's not acceptable. It's been happening on a semi-regular basis since Brady's departure, and I'm not like, look, Brady doesn't control the entire team, but that was kind of an inflection point, right? So I'm just using that to signpost that time, but return touchdowns have become a bit too much of a norm. Kickoff return, punt return touchdowns. It needs to stop. This is not the Patriot way. It's just too too easy of a momentum swing. And frankly, we got lucky that Gibson followed right back, so that there was no momentum shift from that. Because had he not returned that from a touchdown, I think we lose for a touchdown. I think we lose that game just by virtue of the momentum lost. And third down.
My third. I don't know. I don't think he's playing horrible, but I would like to see a lot more from Robert Spillane, especially with him being our captain.
Yeah.
He's kind of it's just been quiet. Like, you don't really hear his name called. I think I just looked. He has 6 tackles on the season. He had 3 yesterday and a sack. It was nice to get a sack, but like he was brought in to be like our thumper, like our linebacker, like captain, the lead, probably lead the team in tackles sort of guy, and he's just not doing that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
true.
him do it
I was
elsewhere for
expecting
different
him.
teams. Like, I'm not really worried about it. I don't think he's going to be like a bum or anything, but like, I just got to see more from him. He's got to do better.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a acclimation to the defense thing than anything else. But yes, I definitely want to see him get more involved. I think he's definitely better than what we've been seeing so far.
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of the front seven, I am so glad Barmore is okay. I was really, really worried when he went down.
Mm-hmm. I was too. I was like, please get up.
Yeah, I was like, all right, stop playing. Like, this isn't soccer. Third down. I would say, I think you kind of touched on it, but I want to see some Kyle Williams. I feel like he's been so quiet, and I just know he can be so good for this team. He provides that speed and agility, and I think Drake May can make a lot of use out of his deep threat. It's going to take time for them to build chemistry, and the best way to build that chemistry is to use him more.
And having that deep threat will open up our offense so much. Like,
yeah,
we just put up 31 and like didn't really have any like deep down the field plays, like other than the Ramondre play, but like, and the booty touchdown, I guess. But like,
and the Hooper catch.
Okay, so I guess we kind of did, but
well, like that's 3 plays, right? That's not,
if Kyle Williams opens up the offense and Travion starts getting more touches, then like I think some big games are like in our future for sure.
Absolutely. It's about getting more big plays than the other team, and I feel like we were kind of neutral on that. They were kind of able to get as many as we were, maybe more. Yeah, I'd love to see some more explosiveness. And again, that kind of thing opens up the running game. It opens up the short game.
Mm-hmm.
The more we can keep teams honest, the more we can get defensive coordinators to start talking about having to be watchful of the Patriots' deep threats. You're opening up your entire offense that way.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, same goes the other way. Like I'm glad we're establishing the running game, because the more we establish the running game, the more we establish the play action. And I was surprised by how little the play action was used. I expected a little bit more of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this good running game. We can make more use of the play action and really turn that into some real chunk plays. Right. But as our former great coach and now North Carolina's problem would say, we're on to Pittsburgh. Speaking of which, we need to replace that "In Bill We Trust" thing on the opening screen every time I see him.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's 2-1 with wins over mighty Richmond and Charlotte. I'm glad he's winning, because that first game was really, really rough.
That was very bad.
That was hard to see. But yeah, we're on to Pittsburgh. Interesting matchup. I feel like we've played Pittsburgh early a few times lately. I think this will be a good indicator of where we are. This is a team that frankly we should be able to beat. We are more than good enough to beat this team. And so at that point, it's just a question of whether we execute. What are you watching for in this matchup?
I'm watching for. I think the big thing is going to be how do we stop the big play, just the big play. DK and Calvin Austin are both like speedy guys. They can get past the secondary pretty easily. So we got to make sure that we don't let them beat us for any big plays. I think our pass rush will be fine. Rodgers isn't really mobile in this stage of his career. And I don't think the run game is an incredible threat. So I think that's what I'm mainly looking for. I think our offense, I don't know. I don't with TJ Watt, and they do have some scary secondary pieces, or scary pieces on their defense. I think we just got to just take what the defense gives us. So I say on both sides, it's just kind of like don't try and go for the big play every time, and don't get beat by the big play on defense.
Yeah. No, I think well said. It's a strong Steelers defense that we're facing, and our offensive line is still getting there. And this is why it's a good thing that we've established the check down a little bit, because there are going to be times where Drake May is going to have to make his play in a pretty short amount of time. So it's good that we have the check down as an option. It's good that we have running backs that are able to catch the ball as well. But I think it would be good to try to open up the offense a little bit more when we are able to establish good protection. DK Metcalf has been a Patriot killer of late, and something needs to be done about it. Ideally, that thing would be Gonzo coming back. But if not, I think we're going to have to do a bit of a cornerback by committee approach where we kind of get the safeties involved and do a total defense kind of thing. Got to be more aggressive. Aaron Rodgers isn't the zero interception guy that he was in the peak of his career. He against good defenses, he will turn the ball over. So can we be aggressive? Can we jump routes? Can we try to make him uncomfortable? We have the pass rush for it. I think that's going to be the key to the game, making Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable. If he's under duress, he's not going to be able to make the best out of the weapons he has. And I think we have the ability to do that. I think we have the ability to win the matchup against in the trenches against their offensive line. I think that's a key for us. And then on offense, I think keeping it clean again. Just don't make stupid mistakes. Do what we did last week, but sprinkle in a little bit more of a deep threat. I think this will be, if we play as well as we did today, I don't think this game should be an issue.
I don't think so either.
So
we just got to take care of the ball.
Make your kicks. Make your extra points. Please. We won't use the field goal. If you don't want, we can just go for every fourth down, whatever. Just make your extra points. Or we'll just go for 2. That's another option. We can also just go for 2 every single time.
Can't miss a kick if you're not kicking extra points, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's Borregales' thing. Maybe he's all about the long range. So we'll give him the 50 to 60 yarders and not let him deal with the very difficult extra points. I mean, Sly was kind of that way too. Like he almost made that 68-yarder. It was a perfect kick that was just a little short, but then he'd miss from 38. Consistency. Just all around.
Key, fella.
I mean, I feel like I'm talking like Bill Belichick here, but you just got to do your job.
Do it.
I know that's no longer our motto for some reason, but it should be our motto. Do your job. And if your job is to put the football thing between the two yellow poles, then put the football thing between the two yellow poles.
End of discussion.
Or we can make Bryce Behringer our kicker.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
It's been done before. Yeah, you know Tress Way, the punter for Washington.
Yeah.
When he was in college, he was also our place kicker. Like he was at on OU. He would do the kicks and the punts.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good. He's a good punter too.
Yeah, worst comes to worst. I think that's what we do. I can't imagine Bryce Behringer being bad at kicking. I can't imagine him being bad at anything really. But
no. I'm gonna look up to see if he was ever a kicker.
Yeah. How did Parker Romo do yesterday? I mean, I think he made everything.
Yeah, he was 5 for 5.
My goodness, that hurts.
And 1 for 1 on extra points, I guess.
Oh, that is painful. That is painful to hear.
Yeah, I think he was player of the game.
Good for him. He absolutely deserves it.
I hate that. That's so dumb.
Yeah, he probably deserves the starting job too. But you know, if you're listening, Borregales, prove us wrong. We will eat our words and praise you to no end on the podcast. And you also have an open invite to tell us, and if you come on the pod, we'll praise you endlessly.
We will. We'll be super nice to you, super kind, encouraging, loving, even.
Yeah. But I really do think the key to this game is to honestly just do our thing. Continue in the direction that you were trending in the last game. And this game should and the Pittsburgh game should be no problem.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What's your score prediction?
Do I just do the typical just bet us to win? Here's our prediction of our winning score. I actually do think we win this, though. I'll say 27-21.
I'm gonna go 31. I like the idea of putting together a streak of 30-point games.
I guess saying 27 might be even a little more crazier than saying 31 because that's us banking on the fact Borregales makes 2 kicks.
I think, sure, that's the optimistic scenario for 27.
I'm saying it's scarier.
No, I had a different scenario in mind of us scoring 4 touchdowns and him missing one of the extra points for us getting to 27.
Okay.
31 being 5 touchdowns, 1 extra point made.
Yeah.
No.
Completely likely.
I think this is the time for the Andrew Borregales bounce back game.
Yeah, the 27 points was actually 9 made field goals.
There we go. 9 made field goals. I'm here for that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Starting him in fantasy then.
That would be a bold move to start Borregales in fantasy.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
How many? I guess he probably would have been in the positives because he had -2 from the extra points, but then +5 for the 50.
Yeah, 3 points from your kicking position. Nice.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good game, and hopefully we'll be back next week recapping a win.
Oh yeah.
And I hope you haven't missed us too much because we're back to the weekly schedule. We're gonna be here for you time and time again, recapping everything, and we'll be along for the ride. Hopefully, a better ride than last season. I think it's safe to say that this team is going to be better than last season.
I agree. I don't think there's a way we only win 3 games. Maybe.
Yeah. I hesitate. Like I said this last year as well, and I said this the year before. But I think I'm less basing this off the result, and I'm more basing it off just clean play and clean play from a variety of different positions. And the fact that we were able to win this kind of game with our top corner out, it's a good sign. We're only going to get better. So till next week, Patriots Nation, hopefully we beat the Steelers.
Hopefully.